Good evening, and welcome to Grow with IPED. This program comes to you with the kind compliments of the Institute of Private Enterprise Development. I tell you, when I walked in this studio this evening, it is so beautiful. It looks like Christmas. And they're doing an amazing, amazing job. IPED, everywhere in Guyana for everyone in Guyana. I am Carlotta Buddy, and I am really pleased that you have joined me, and I encourage you to remain with us. At IPED, our vision is to improve livelihoods by building sustainable micro and small enterprises. Additionally, we provide business guidance, technical assistance, and loans. And today we're talking about mental health, the impact on your business, and how you can develop policies to address mental wellness in the workplace. At IPED, we value our human capital and we care. We understand for our business to grow, we need to value our team members and provide not only a physically safe space, but a mentally safe one as well. Our company benefits when we help employees to prioritize mental wellness, when we take proactive measures to reduce the stigma of mental health issues, because behavioral health impacts workplace productivity. And so even with COVID-19 pandemic, definitely having an impact on our collective mental health. Look at the bereavement, the loss of work, the isolation, the fear, creating unprecedented anxiety and depression. So let us talk a bit about how we can focus on mental health in the workplace. I'll tell you a little bit about what Leadership IPED is giving and what you can do to improve your own mental health and then those in your employ. So what is mental health? Mental health includes our emotions, psychological and social well-being. So it affects how we think, that affects how we feel, and how we act. It also helps to determine how we handle stress, how we relate to others, and the choices we make. So immediately we see if our employees are having issues with the way they think, it's going to affect how they are feeling and how they're acting. So the interpersonal relationships, right? How they deal with customers, how they deal with their co-workers, right? It impacts productivity. It impacts the staff relations. It impacts the customer engagement. And so we need to not only provide a safe space environmentally, a physical space, but we need to create and provide safe spaces in terms of a mental wellness. Now, work is good for mental health. You notice when people lose loved ones or they're having, they say, I want to work because I want a distraction, right? So work gives us a purpose. I show up every day because I know I make a positive impact at IPED. I do good work. Of course, it gives me an income, which solves a lot of my problems. It gives me independence because I make some money. And so I can pay my mortgage, I can pay my light, I can, do things independently. I do not have to depend on others, right? So then it helps me to develop social contact. When you live alone, going to work, some people, their colleagues are the closest thing they have to family, and they feel that, right? So being able to work also helps us with our physical health, so it's very important that people work. But when they work, when they show up every day, when you show up in your business every day, you want to ensure that you have a safe mental health environment. What am I talking about? because we spend considerable time organizing and designing the workspace. Like I walked into the studio this evening and there is such a beautiful, beautiful set. You can see that because we're using iPad set, but in the studio there is a beautiful set. And as soon as you come in, the first thing you do is smile because of the color and the beauty. So the physical space is pleasing, but it affects the way you think and it affects the way you feel. And so we also need to focus on how we create emotionally healthy spaces. Not only for us, and if you work alone, you're a sole trader, an entrepreneur, and you work by yourself, but also for your employees. Because when there is little or no focus on creating a positive, safe environment, the team's mental health will suffer. And remember, I said if the mental health is suffering, productivity is suffering. People slow down, people stay home, people make mistakes. The work is not A1. So let me talk about some behaviors that constitute a negative work environment. Bullying. You said about bullying in the workplace? Yes. Because people are different. There's diversity on your team, or at least I hope so. You have people with different genders, or gender expression, sexual orientation, race, ethnicity, food. There's so many things that are different. And a lot of times we make inappropriate, unwanted comments, right, to people about their difference, how they are different. And I want to let us know that we should acquaint ourselves with the Discrimination Act. Guyana has a Discrimination Act. We need to understand the effects of a hostile or a negative work environment. Men hitting on women or women hitting on men, and people talking about your body, and those things affect people's mental health. Do you know that as I'm a therapist, a psychologist, and when I talk to people, the things that we take for granted, like talking about a person's appearance, good. Oh, you don't even wear makeup. You look so blah. You look so. People get nervous about coming to work because somebody's going to talk about their weight or the acne that they have or their hair, all kinds of things. And it affects them emotionally, the way they feel, right? It affects the way they feel, and so it makes them not want to come to work, or they do come to work, but they have so much tension. They're so uncomfortable. They want to know what people will say today, and it is very, very depressing for them, a lot of distress, and they don't want to come. So you have to be careful with ensuring. You can't say, well, I don't know about it. You have to find out about it and get to know what's happening in the workplace with your team members. Belittling, being dismissive of a person's efforts, failing to recognize a person's effort. You do something, and the way people talk to you about your work, it's insulting, and that is a hostile or a very negative working environment. And I'm not saying don't say, well, you need to display the items in this way, or you need to speak to customers in that way. That is okay to correct, but you have to be careful how you do it. I'm not saying don't correct, but I'm saying to pay attention that you don't come off as just dismissive or insulting a person. And then little or no breaks. And this is a very troubling one, because the way we socialize, we feel like you have to keep on the go and you mustn't get a minute. That is negative when it comes to mental health. You need breaks. We call them at IPED, we call them detachment breaks, depending. So you must go. For us, you have a lunch break. Everybody must take their lunch break. Unless the work is what is happening is so critical, and it's so urgent. And then so you ask, okay, so maybe you work through lunch, but it's not a practice because people need time. If you have a bad customer experience, you need to detach for a moment. You need to step away, go and get a glass of water, go and take 5 breaths and come back. You must have bathroom breaks, at least one bathroom break in the morning, So, detachment, even your annual leave. Oh, people keep, we call it rolling over, deferring their leave from this year to the next year to the next year. And they feel like, oh, I don't take leave. I have like five years leave, like whole 5 months. And you think that's a good thing? That's a very bad decision, very poor for mental health and mental wellness. We all need a break. That's why we go to sleep. We take a break from our own lives and sleep for 6, 7, 8 hours because we all need a break. So please take a break. People say, no, I work 7 days a week, and they do it as though it is a badge of honor. It's not. You need to take a break. So from tomorrow, we'll all take a lunch break, right? We'll all do a little bit of detachment here and there. Now, I'm not telling you to go and what we call in Guyana skylark, just go and hang out. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying take appropriate breaks because you need it. And if you have a very negative interaction with someone, you can't say next. You cannot call the next customer. You have to take a breath. Even if you don't walk away from your cubicle or your space, before you say, next customer, please, a nice breath. Slow things down. Check in with yourself. Work on regaining balance, and then next customer, please, or next guest, please, and then the person comes to you, right? In adequate health and safety policies, it doesn't matter if you just have a snacket. You need to pay attention to health and safety. There's an act. Yes, everything is an act. So you can go, well, even your phone, you could Google quickly and see, and look to see your little business. What are some of the things you may want to put in effect, right? And then poor communication, you're just not passing along information in a good way. You're not very mindful of communication methods and what works best for people. So these are some of the things that will cause a very negative environment for people's mental health, right? So what are we doing at IPED? The first thing we do is educate. We have mental health workshops, trainings. We educate. Education is important. It helps you to reduce stigma, which is important. We encourage the detachment breaks like I was talking about. And then we have not done this in a couple of mornings, but we do something we call a breathing clinic. We stop, and for 30 minutes, it's not taken out of your lunch break or any break. It's an addition. So we all stop, or whoever wants to, because you're not forced. And you jump on Teams, and we do this breathing clinic where we go through breaths, and we talk a little bit, inspirational talks, but mostly breathe. And it's very important. It helps people to relax. It helps people to check in with themselves. We check to see what emotions we're holding. We check to see what happened during the morning that like maybe threw us off of our game. That is very important, that you take a moment to breathe. It really helps your team members to, well, first, it reduces their heart rate. It helps them with their blood pressure. It helps them with hope, to feel a little bit more hopeful, to feel a little bit more settled. And so that is very important. We have therapeutic support. So we have therapists that we send in confidence. We pay for our staff to receive therapeutic support. So if someone is feeling as though they're not coping very well, or they just need somebody to talk to, we don't even have to ask, well, why you need a therapist? You just say, they call me up and say they need a therapist, and we connect them to a therapist, and that's it. is very important, because if we get them to feel good mentally, emotionally, psychologically, they're going to want to come to work and do good work. And then we do something we call team circles, conversations of hope. So remember, we have IPED is everywhere in Guyana for everyone in Guyana, 13 locations. So location by location, we connect and we talk. So you with your team, that's why we call it a team. So a team is a branch or a department. And so we get on for an hour and we talk about anything that is affecting the branch, the entire team, or a team member, whatever's happening, like COVID, we talk about that, the deaths, how we can keep ourselves safe, what we're feeling about that, anything that's happening that's affecting us as a company, affecting a team. We just sit for just 1 hour only in small groups. So the branch, and we talk. Think about what you can do for yourself, for your little company, for your big company. It's important, because just as how you have 14 sick days or 7 sick days, or you need to also cater for mental health, mental wellness, so people can take a break. You start this conversation, you start this project or program or intervention or whatever you want to call it from the top. Start it. Train managers about mental health in the workplace. It's different from probing and minding people business. That's not what it is. Teach them how to speak to people, how to engage them. They're not therapists, so we don't want them to they're not there to tell the people what to do or what to diagnose. Even as a therapist, I don't diagnose, right? I send them, because I don't do testing, so I send them to a psychiatrist or a psychologist who can do testing. So you don't diagnose people, but you feel like, I believe that this person may be suffering from or may need some help. So you don't tell them you got, and here we like to tell people they're bipolar. What is that? It's just something you hear and something you say. So I think you got bipolar disorder. You need to go talk to somebody. No, say, if you're having difficulties coping, would you like me to recommend, or would you like me to refer, right? And don't make it a big deal, and don't tell everybody. Don't let everybody know that the person is seeing a therapist. Good? So this is what you can do. Pay attention so that your business can grow. If the productivity will increase, if you're paying attention not only to the physical space, but the emotional, the mental wellness support that you give your staff. Well, we'll go to dancing now. We'll play some music by a Guyanese artist, and then we'll come back to continue our conversation here on Grow with IPED. I'll give you our locations when we come back.
So this what you gonna do for me? When you hear me on the radio, I want you run out the house and jump on the fence and climb up the tree and up on the roof and wave. We grateful for life, yeah. I want you put on your best and don't wash your face. Shake up the stress, shake up the place and praise. Make we come alive and behave like we in the city. We jumping like we in the city. We waving like we in the city. Praising like we in the city. We dancing like we in the city. Singing like we in the city. We winning like we in the city. Sign is not for way. Yeah, my buddy. Bless.
IPED is everywhere in Guyana for everyone in Guyana. In Region 1, we have 2 locations, Mabaruma and in Port Kaituma. And then Region 2, Cottonfield and Charity. Region 3, yes, we have 2 offices because we want to ensure that you have easy access. Reading Hoop down that way and then coming to Parika. So we have Reading Hoop Parika in Region 3, Region 4, yes, 2 offices. South Road Border, most of us know us at 254, 253, 254 South Road Border. But we also have a branch on the East Coast, Luziknan. Sean Prasad and his team are on the East Coast, Luziknan. Region 5, Rosignol. Just if you're going to the Stelling, there is our branch there in Region 5 and Region 6. Well, New Amsterdam. Then we go like in the center, Port Morant, and then all the way to Coriverton. So we have 3 branches there. Mr. Rose and his team. Elvis Rose, long-serving employee at Region 6. And then 7, Bartica at the regional office, second and fourth Friday. They are served by Parika. So if you're in Bartica, we come there 2 Fridays per month. And you can always call the people in the Parika's office, Miss Karen Obermuller and her team, and they will give you more information. Region 8, Maria, that is run by Miss Kanisha Smith, who sits in the head office. But you can call 226-4675 to speak with Miss Smith if you're in Maria. Or if you come out of Maria, then the Linden office can also help you. Marvin Chester in the Linden office. Now, what about Region 9? Yes, we are in Lethem. That's Region 9. And then Region 10, we're in Linden. So everywhere in Guyana, for everyone in Guyana. Call us if you're interested in a loan to start a business. We do startups and we do business expansion. So you already have one and you need to expand, call us. You want to start up one, call us. Or go online, www.ipedgy.com, and we have a lot of information there for you as to how you can apply for a loan. So now we do have what we call a micro boost loan. So this is the Christmas season, and not only Christmas, there are lots of holidays, Kwanzaa, a lot of holidays that people celebrate. And so if you want to expand your inventory, then Micro Boost is right for you. You have to have an existing business. The loan is in 20 cycles. So every month, every week, you pay a part of your installment. You need a business that has a daily or weekly cash flow. That's the Micro Boost. You can come in or call or go online if you're interested. So as we come to program time, remember to pay your installments on time every week. I say this, protect your credit rating and your character. And I remind you, Guyana, we have a credit bureau. Yes, we do. So when you don't pay on time, then that information goes to the credit bureau and it really affects your credit rating. So be careful if you are a client of IPED and you're having an issue with your paying your installment with your business. Remember, we offer supervised credit. So talk to your counselor, your business officer. They will take a look and they will help you. You can pay your installments at any of our offices everywhere in Guyana for everyone in Guyana, bill payment facility, or the post office. And you can stay right in your home or at your business and use what? MMG to pay your installments. You don't need to leave. You just need to have some money in the account and then transfer it out to IPED, right? If you're going to visit our office any time in the new week, safety is important. We ask you to wear a mask. Wear a mask, wear a mask, wear a mask. You will be asked to wash your hands with soap and water, and we always have paper towel. Don't worry about it. And then we will ask you to submit to temperature testing. Remember, if you can, please get a vaccine, a COVID-19 vaccine. It helps. We are all working to reduce that curve. We want to stop the spread of the virus. Mask up. All right. Thank you for spending these moments with me on Grow with IPED. This program will be rebroadcast on Channel 9 on Sunday at 8:30. Then please visit or like our Facebook page and our website. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, ipedgy.com. And then next week, come back and join me. I'll be happy to be here talking with you on another program of Grow with IPED. So get going and keep growing with IPED. Good night.